I don't know if you know this, but AT&T recently revealed that 73 million customer records were released, both existing and former customers, on the dark web. If my information was compromised in an AT&T data breach, I'm not worried because Aura is always on, always doing the hard work to keep me safe. I value my privacy and I also value yours. You can go to aura.com/AV7 to start your free 2-week trial using this service. Also linked below in the description. Protect your information today, guys. It's super important, and I cannot tell you how much time it will save you in the event that you get into a jam. Let's get into today's video. Hello. How are y'all doing? We're starting a little bit early today. Yes, we are. And of course, this is a little joke. The outfit's a little joke. You guys are like, oh, you're turning into a little mini lead attorney. I said, listen, he's not the only one that gets custom suits made. Okay. I don't know if you could see it. My suit guy just made it. It says AP in the middle. It's amazing. So it was ready, right on time. Anywho, we're going to jump into today's trial. We got a lot to cover. It's been a long night. Some of you guys were in Leeds chat yesterday. I popped in like towards the end. I thought it was like a stream to help people. It was all steamy in there. I was like, what the hell is going on in here? So shout out to all of y'all that was talking about 50 Shades of Grey and speaking Spanish. Like, I don't know what happened over there. But anywho, we're going to get back to business. And let's start with the trial stream. So we're going to jump right on in. Today is day 116 of the trial. More of the same. We're going to see a lot of the prosecution's, spaghetti on the wall. We're going to see what they're trying to get into evidence. But I think particularly today, we're going to talk about some wiretap information and a few other things. So without further delay, I know you guys were waiting a little bit. Why don't we go ahead and get started? I didn't see them post this until about 9 o'clock. So I was like, all right, what is going on here? So why don't we go ahead and get started with the feed. We have about 30 minutes of TiVo time. Shout out to me. So we're going to go ahead and get started right about here. Let's go. Shout out to Thugga. He is in all white today. Looks like it's a white button up, and we know it is cold in that courtroom. So he is also wearing a turtleneck underneath. No Brian Steele in the courtroom today, guys.
I think we can move to our set of next 30 witnesses and start going through that evidence. Oh, and sorry, let me circle back. I'm looking at my notes from yesterday. Mr. Harvey, you wanted to raise something about item number 74 with Dennis. We were going to look at the CAD reports also, so we can do both of those things before we get to the next grouping of witnesses.
That's correct, Judge, and we were waiting to see the court's order. The court's order dealt with essentially the admission of lyrics. Our challenge to, it's number 26, Dennis, item number 74. Right.
Did the state find that order? Okay.
We sent that order last night to court and all parties. Judge Glanville's ruling on the lyrics.
Okay. I didn't see it in my email this morning, but maybe it's there now.
But would it be a fair characterization to say that it's the admission of the lyrics, and the court ruled on the admission of the lyrics? This is a video, and it is a video essentially with one of our co-defendants as the primary singer. And I believe it has Mr. Nichols in the background. So my challenge is not to the admission of the lyrics,
Okay.
but to the admission of the video. And I think the video should be admitted against, with all due respect, Mr. Jackson, but not admitted against Mr. Nichols. It's Mr. Jackson's video and Mr. Nichols is in the background. And that would be like saying, if Gladys Knight and the Pips were singing, it would be admitting the actions of the Pips against Gladys Knight and that midnight train to Georgia. Not that I remember
Who's
that
who
song.
here? Jackson is Gladys and Nichols are the Pips.
What?
The Pips, yes. Mr. Nichols is a Pip.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I don't know, let me look at the video, but I would think that both Mr. Nichols and the Pips are in the background voluntarily.
Before you look at the video, can I just make an observation and a comment? My client's artistic expression, I want to put this in context. My client was arrested in 2005. The state has, not until 2022, I guess, got around to trying this case. Mr. Stillwell was rapping, and he dared to say in his rap song, "I beat a murder rap, paid my lawyer $30 for that," because a reasonable person would believe that he had been arrested for murder and beat it because he had been released and no one had tried him. I have no idea how this has become some sort of admission saying I beat a murder rap, because he was arrested for murder and he did beat it. I have no idea the relevance of this. He's just stating I'd been arrested for murder, which is clearly true. And he beat it because he was out on bond. So I have no idea why this is admissible against anyone. I have no idea why it's relevant. I agree with Mr. Harvey that the fact that Mr. Nichols is in the background shouldn't come in either, but I don't believe that this should come in against my client. I think that this whole ruling is out of left field, respectfully, and that's our stance on it. I just wanted to provide that context before you viewed the video, because that's what it is. It's years after he had been arrested for murder.
When's the video from?
I don't
2019, we believe.
2019. So it's 4 years. The state says 2019. I'm not certain, but according to the state, it's 4 years after he'd been arrested. He had been released, and no one had tried him on the murder, which he's innocent of. And he was merely stating, I beat a murder rap. So I don't know why any of this is coming in, but I appreciate Mr. Harvey's point that nothing came out of his client's mouth either.
Yeah, it's not an assertion under 801 D2E. So I don't see it coming in with regard to Mr. Nichols. And I adopt everything that Mr. Shart just said as well.
Interest either, Your Honor. It's not against any interest. It's not anything that's inculpatory.
Talk into the mic because they can't hear you back there.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I'm not sure that it's against any interest. It's not anything that's inculpatory.
I think that might just be a statement by a party opponent.
All
Your
right,
Honor.
but my client made no assertion.
I'm talking about as to Mr. Jackson himself.
Your Honor, I would point the court's attention as well in response to Mr. Nichols' assertion to page 8 and 9 of the order.
Okay, I still don't have the order in front of me, so.
Send it to
Your Honor, I would rescind it.
Oof.
Rescind 447.
Guys, speaking of outfits, I try to do it up. Sometimes you have to lead by example, okay? Love is wearing, for heaven's sake, a very pink blazer and a pinstripe skirt. She's wearing a globe skirt. The globe skirt is back. All right. We're going to start talking about fashion raids and closets because ladies, we need to get in there. I mean, Jesus, take the wheel. Let's keep going.
I mean, I thought I perused it.
She's sent it.
Mr. Atkins, what page of the order were you referring to?
No, it was
Page
this one.
8 and 9.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not challenging the lyrics.
The subsection G.
Yes, Your Honor. Specifically, the court finds that contrary.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
I
I'm
can
sorry.
read it.
Okay.
That goes to the lyrics. Yeah, that's irrelevant.
In subsection M.
M also.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I know that. I can see it.
All right. They keep muting the mic here. Looks like they're back.
Starts on page 27.
All right.
And then there's a section 9, Roman numeral 9. And finally, the rulings on page 41 as against Mr. Nichols. Right, the court rules, there's evidence referenced in 8.
The murder case that Mr. Stillwell Jackson was arrested on, and then
All right, guys. Sorry, y'all have my likes looking horrendous. If you're gonna call me, this is a joke. Seriously, this is a joke. Like this is me being funny because people were like, "Oh my God, you're turning into a little lead." Oh yeah, I will lock you out. Y'all want to play with me? We're gonna embody him today. These likes are terrible. These likes are so bad. Daryl, thank you so much for the reminder because I'm about to go ahead and do it. Let's keep going.
not tried on or whatever happened. Is that asserted in this indictment as an overt act?
It's count 2. And it's one of the overt
Oh,
acts.
okay. So it's the Thomas murder.
Yes.
Okay.
You're almost there. I'm about to hit the button. You're almost there. 750, and we're good. Y'all could do it for me. And I'm always so nice, but I'm where if you want to call me Little Lead, it comes with the territory.
All right. I'm familiarized myself with those parts of that ruling now. If you want me to watch the video.
You're
I
almost
will,
there.
But it appears. that-
Ooh,
Is
we
it
listen
on
to
Zoom?
music.
Okay, let me get on Zoom.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. We do not have to lock anyone out. Great job. When in Rome, why not? But yes, I'm wearing a $1,000 suit. So the least you could do is hit the like button for me.
All right, go ahead.
Trying to rob 'em for something. And I keep it stick. Ain't no void no smoke. Drop top coupe. Looking for who? Let it bang when you through. It's safe for you. Get you flipped in the shit, I'm on Rodeo. I'm that slime they always talk about. Hash they never touching them. I just beat a murder up. Pay my lawyer 30 for that. And my slimes a butter law. Ain't lying no clear. Slime will open the door. Yeah, y'all need to shake these bodies off. And I wipe your nose, sit in your family face and just smile it off.
Do y'all love the lyrics as evidence?
I don't see any reason to revisit the ruling.
Well,
That
it-
was fun.
Wasn't,
With regard to the, so if we don't show the video, then I mean, the state intends for it to come in as against everybody. And there's no way for it to do that if the jury doesn't see everybody in the background.
well, if it comes in, I don't think it should come in against Mr. Nichols. It should come in against Mr. Stillwell. And I would again ask for a 105 instruction with regard.
Really quickly, guys, I do want to stop the show to shout out Nick Starro, a fellow law tuber who has been covering this trial. He's just gifted 5 AV7 memberships. Nick, thank you so much. Brother to this channel. I believe he is traveling through the US right now, but has been doing a great job covering this trial as well. Thank you so much, Nick. And if you got one of those special memberships from Nick, an actual content creator, please say thank you to him.
To this, it is again, Mr. Nichols is just a person in the background.
Who chose to be in the background. So y'all can argue the same thing you've argued to me, which is, okay, all this is a song. But the state can argue what it wants to argue. The ruling, I don't see, again, any reason to revisit that. And with regard to the video itself, it would be the same rulings. Okay. So how about the CAD calls? Or not CAD calls.
All right, so guys, let me just explain what happened there. That was a loss for Bruce Harvey. Basically, what was taking place is he was having a discussion with the judge to see if they can get this video that we just watched that, we just had a little dance party to. We do need to, that video is still going to stay in. He used the example of Gladys Knight and the Pips, meaning that although Shannon was the main person in the song, his client, it should not come in as far as his client because his client was just in the background, right? And the judge just said no. So we're already starting off strong. She is, sounds like she's in a mood today. So just wanted to explain what took place there.
CAD reports.
And wow, Nathan just gifted you guys 10 memberships. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, thank you. If you guys got a membership from Nathan, please say thanks. He's trying to make sure y'all don't get locked out.
So I think we found these in what folder do we need to look to for these?
Witness 19, Sharon Latner's, Your Honor, in the 8 August 24, 1 through 30.
Okay, thank you. All right, do any of the defendants want to make a hearsay or other objection to any of these CAD reports or portions of CAD reports? Sure.
Good morning, Gail.
Yes.
All right, so, and I'm really what I'm doing is repeating an objection that we've made previously. Ms. Latners has testified numerous times before. She's come in regards to various 911 calls that have been made. And our objection has been and continues to be objecting to any hearsay that would be contained in.
Right, so point out for me now the hearsay so that we can make a ruling on that.
All right, so we're probably gonna have to go through them one by one. And if
That's fine.
with the court's permission, if I may retake my seat and kind of.
All right.
Lots of issues in the courtroom this morning with the audio.
Under the Latner's file, the first CAD report, when you open it, it says page 4 of, I'm sorry, 1JJ CAD report at the top.
Yeah, it says that on the,
It's
yeah,
printed date is 6/22/2022. If that.
yes.
All right. And so I'm going to go to page 4
Okay.
of that, page 4 of 4, where there's a statement under CAD narrative. Under remarks says number 78, shots on call, 6 to 7 vehicles shot up at location. My position is that that's going to be, I don't know who the.
Talk into your mic a little bit better if you can.
A little closer. Is that any better?
Yeah.
All right. So my position is going to be that that's going to be a hearsay statement. We don't know where that information comes from, the accuracy of that information, who it is that's speaking, and so we would object to that coming in and ask that be taken out from that particular CAD report.
So, Your Honor, this is 1J is a self-initiated. It's an officer initiated. There's not a 911 call for this specific 1JJ. There is for 1JJA. And so this is received at the top on page 1. It's received at 2:20:41, so 2:20 in the morning. And 2517 Donald Lee Hollowell is Club Crucial. And if you look at what Mr. Adams just annotated, that first, there's no 78, which means there's no suspect. Shots on call, 6 to 7 vehicles shot up. There was 6 or 7 vehicles parked in the parking lot of Club Crucial shot up. And that time hack is 2:20:41. So when the officer initiated this CAD, the state views this specific one as essentially a present sense impression of the officer who's trying to get help. He's literally there. This is all from radio traffic, and the computer aided dispatch CAD gets generated. So he is in real time stating there's 6 or 7 vehicles that are shot up and to get officers to come. So the state feels that that hearsay exception to this is appropriate.
All right, I'm going to overrule the hearsay objection based on 803(1). What's next?
Your Honor, the second one is 1JJA.
All right.
At the bottom in the narrative, at 2:21:28 a.m., says heard about 30 shots. I'm not
State's-
sure who the declarant is.
All right, state's response. I mean, I think everybody's probably going to concede all of this is hearsay. It's just a question of whether there's an applicable exception.
Yes, Your Honor, and this comes from the 911 call that the state would also be playing. So this CAD report, unlike the one we just addressed, came from a citizen in a neighborhood like very close to Club Crucial. And she states on that 911 call, that's pretty brief, just heard, she says, heard about, she's on Woods Drive and she says, don't come to my address, but I just heard a lot of gunshots. I don't want to give my name. And so the state feels that, for one, her calling is an excited utterance from hearing gunshots in her neighborhood. And number two, this 911 call is very brief. She is not, there's not a confrontation clause with that statement because she's not making that call to prosecute someone. She doesn't even want to give her name nor know who did these gunshots in her neighborhood. So this CAD report is in conjunction with the 911 call that generated the CAD.
All right, that would come under the 803 1 and 2 exceptions, so I'll overrule that objection.
Judge, the next one, we're gonna skip because I believe the third one down is actually an actual 911 call.
Okay.
So if we look at the fourth one down, which is 1KK CAD report,
Okay.
when you open it, it's more than just a CAD report, it's a police report. But
Is the state's intending to put the police report in?
Your Honor, that was a typographical error, and I can actually publish, when I uploaded these documents to the Dropbox, I had a version where that was just a PDF and I removed everything to just include the single CAD. So for purposes of this, I meant to just, it's embedded in the 28-page PDF, but
Okay, you're just gonna be using the CAD report part. of it.
correct. And specifically the CAD that ends in 455. But for time's sake, I don't want the court or defense to look through those 28 pages. I'm happy to
Appreciate it.
publish. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going to join the Zoom right now. Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Atkins, is that the CAD report that if I'm looking at 1KK that starts at page 14 of 38, is that right?
I don't have the original PDF I got this from, but the CAD ends in 455 and it's a single page CAD report, if that helps.
Okay, this CAD report was a huge topic of discussion yesterday, guys. So let's see how she rules upon this. Do y'all remember that PowerPoint and then Young Thug's toddler being at issue yesterday? So it's going to be nice to go to lighter topics. Thank you guys for all the compliments on the appearance today.
Okay, I see. I see one that ends in 455. It looks like it's maybe on. It looks like it might be the last page, page 38 of 38, on what we're looking at.
I see it.
All right. And what's the objection?
All right, same here, sir. Objection. If you look at the bottom of the CAD report, there's going to be information by a declarant indicating call advised. You heard 8 shots fired in the area. That's the last line of the CAD report. My position is that that's not the officer reporting. That's simply the officer reporting what was reported, and so that would be hearsay. We'd object to that.
Your Honor, the 911 call that corresponds, there's multiple 911 calls for this incident. The caller advises he heard 8 shots in the neighborhood, and he states he does not want to speak with an officer. He again wants police to come to his house. I think it's about a minute or so. It's a short call. So the state's position is it's a excited utterance from the neighbor calling after he heard 8 gunshots.
All right. That would be an exception under 803 1 and 2.
That's
What's
coming
next?
in.
Your
Wow.
Honor, 1LL,
Okay,
it's in the narrative, it says heard 9 gunshots fired near parking deck.
okay.
At 5, and it, according to the CAD report, it's 5:52:18 a.m.
State's response?
Your Honor, that's, so we've skipped for a second because there's other CAD and 911s for, so I'm switching to 1LL. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so this 911 call, the caller, so the incident happens at 1903 Drew Drive, and the 911 call that corresponds with 587, which is 1LL. She says, I just woke up and heard about 9 gunshots. It came from the parking deck. This is an apartment. She gives her phone number, the apartment, and the gate code so officers can get in. She does not see anyone. And then she says she does not have to speak with an officer, just heard a lot of gunshots. So the state's position, again, is excited utterance and not for the purposes of prosecution in terms of confrontation clause analysis, because that, my apologies, Madam Court Reporter, the heard 9 gunshots near parking deck is the CAD report automating what the 911 caller audio, which we have, states.
All right, that would also fall under the 803 1 and 2 exceptions. What's next?
I think we're going to have to jump down a bit to what looks to be 2LL CAD report.
Okay.
I believe that ends in.
Okay, so you guys are probably like, what is a CAD report, AB? What are we watching right now? What we are watching, because this report is coming in, the issue with this report is that it contains a lot of hearsay in it. A CAD report has 911 phone calls and things like that. So when you have a 911 phone call, someone is calling and they're telling you something that they're seeing, something that they're witnessing from their standpoint. Now, I want to show you this because you keep hearing Rule 803. That's what the rule to hearsay is. Now, the rule for hearsay, there are about 30 exceptions to hearsay. The one that you're hearing right now, it's usually the judge is letting it in under 2 things: present sense impression. So that is the person, the caller that's calling 911, right? That's what they're seeing in their present sense. It's a statement describing or explaining an event or a condition, or while made after the declarant perceived it. So this is the caller for 911. An excited utterance, little bit of a weird word, weird words put together, but it's a statement relating to a startling event or condition made while the declarant was under stress of the excitement that is caused. So I just wanted to give you guys some color on what they are talking about, why the judge is letting this CAD report in, and why Young Thug's team, particularly Adams at the helm today, because Brian Steele is not in the courtroom. That is why they keep objecting, and it keeps coming in under those rules.
Incident number 588.
Yep.
It's a 3-page CAD report. On page 2 of 3, there is at 4/28/2015, 5:52, there's an annotation that the caller advised she heard banging on her window. Nothing further. And then a line beneath that where it says, there's actually a description. I'm unclear as to whether or not that is a description being relayed by the officer or a description that was given to the officer by a declarant that we don't know who it is, where it says 78C-BF, dark skin, head wrap, black shirt.
Okay. Mr. Atkins.
Yes, Your Honor. And with this CAD report, the state, you can get CAD reports in present time, but I don't have the 911 audio that accompanies this. So I can't state for the court. So the state can redact that specific line because
Okay.
I can't articulate
All right.
how that came about.
All right. Y'all can go ahead and redact that then. What's next?
3KK, 4/28/2015 at 4:05 a.m. There's a note, do not see CLR. I believe that might be caller.
Yeah.
Caller heard multiple gunshots in the area. that appears to be a police officer after the fact relaying that they cannot find the caller who previously had stated
Right.
that they heard multiple gunshots in the area. So that does not seem to fall under any
Yeah.
exception.
I agree.
And Your Honor, to be clear, are we talking about 3KK?
Yes,
Three
sir.
KK, yeah.
So this actually is a 911 call, and the caller advised they heard, we have that audio. The caller advised heard 8 shots fired in the area. They say someone is firing off AKs in the neighborhood.
So
Yes, Your Honor.
this is a one-page report, right? And we're down at the bottom, under the narrative, the third line at 4:05:20, do not see CLR heard multiple gunshots in the area. Can you address that?
Give me 1 second, Your Honor.
Sure.
I may have misnumbered my 3, maybe. Let me see. Okay, my apologies. My numbers were 1 off.
It's okay.
There is a 911 call for this. It's
Mhm.
very hard to hear. The person's just, I can play it. It's only like a minute. But essentially, that 911 call that accompanies this, and it says source E911 call. He's saying that he hears shots. It's hard to make out the totality of what he states because he's just not speaking into the cell phone very clearly. But my understanding is that comes from his call.
All right, why don't we just listen to
Okay.
it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hearing that we're going to have bad audio with this, so giving you guys a warning. This is a 911 call that's a little hard to make out. You guys are doing great on the likes. About 200 short though. And for the person that said I'm begging for them, you about to get kicked out.
911 operator 2091. What is the address of your emergency? Okay, do you need the police, fire, ambulance service? You need the police?
Yes, it was like this a time.
Okay, can you try to speak a little louder? We have a bad connection. I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
It's a little bit better.
Okay, I'm saying that it seems like there's some type of fund not for in my neighborhood.
Okay, and you said you're at 1469 Mims Street. Do you want to meet with the police when they come out?
No, I just can just send them out.
Okay, how many shots did you hear?
It was like a whole round.
Okay, all right. We'll send the police out to check the area. Do you want to leave your name and number? Okay, Mr. Moore, verify the phone number you're calling from. 404-758-3914. All right, we'll send the police out to check, okay? Thank you.
All right, so the caller heard multiple gunshots seems to be something that the caller reports on the call, but do not see caller. I don't know where that comes from unless it's from.
Your Honor, I see what the court is stating. At 4:05, so the call comes in at 4:03:37, and because there's multiple 911 calls, there's already officers heading that way, and so this isn't the first call, and so a minute and 20 seconds later almost is an officer radioing, I do not see the caller. Caller heard multiple gunshots in the area, so I think they're just parroting back the 911 call.
Right.
I don't have any problem redacting that. I do view it as the officer's present sense impression, but I don't know why it reparrots the caller heard multiple gunshots, because obviously he didn't speak with someone because he says he can't find him. And that caller didn't want to come outside and speak. So I don't have any problem redacting that third line, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's next?
Yeah. All right. Your Honor, the next one is 4KK CAD report is second to the last. second to the last entry. It is a two-page CAD report. On page 2 of the CAD report, towards the bottom under a CAD narrative, there is at 4/28/2015, 4:06:28 a.m. female shot. I concede I don't know what KFO8 means.
Yeah.
Night commander copies female grazed by bullet. Caller stated someone shot up house. Looks like it says Supervisor Arnold and Denson, and I don't know what the rest means, but that's obviously, and it notates that there's a female caller. So this information is obviously being, not obviously, it appears to be being relayed by a female caller. We don't know who that declarant is, whether or not the caller, it's being offered for the truth of the matter asserted that someone shot up a house, and we don't actually know.
All right, maybe we just need to listen to this one.
Yes, Your Honor. And I think it is coming from the 911 call. I will play the 911 call for this one. It's a little bit longer. It's like 6 minutes.
Well, you can just get to the part of it that matters.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you to Chi-Town for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, Chi-Town. Appreciate you, sis. I think it's sis. If you got one from her, please say thank you. I'm sure you guys did. Also, shout out to Here Comes Drama. She also gifted 5. Please say thank you to her.
Put that weed out. I'm calling. And that's 911.
Wait, put that weed out.
What's the address of your emergency? Someone just turned a shot on my house and my auntie got shot. Okay. Okay, what's the address? 1428. 1428. Adair Avenue. Adair? 30314. Is this in a house or an apartment? You said what, ma'am? Is this a house or an apartment? A house. Okay, that's Adair Avenue Northeast.
Now I'm going to bring that back. You know it. You know it's Atlanta. You know it's Atlanta when you're a 911 operator and the first thing you ask is, what is the address of your location? And they say, put that weed out. That was interesting. And if you've ever called 911 in Atlanta, like it's a whole ordeal. It's a whole ordeal. They're, like they're trying to help you, but they're not very friendly on the phone. So let's keep that in mind. And I'm running that back because that was hilarious. Here we go. Atkins is bringing it up. Here we go.
Put that weed out. I'm calling. And that's 911. Operator 6587. What's the address of your emergency? Someone just turned a shot on my house and my auntie got shot. Okay. Okay, what's the address? 1428. 1428. Adair Avenue. Adair? 30314. Is this in a house or an apartment? You said what, ma'am? Is this a house or an apartment? A house. Okay, that's Adair Avenue Northeast. Southeast. I thought it's Southeast. Okay. 1420 Adair Avenue, and that's address 30314. Okay, it's not coming up Southeast.
And Your Honor, around 2 minutes and 31 seconds, this gets to the female being grazed. So I'm going to jump to that.
Okay.
All right, and what's your name? Dominique. Okay, Dominique, can you tell me what happened? I was just, I woke up to gunshot. Somebody just told me they were shooting up the house. Okay, was anyone shot? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Are you with the patient right now? She's lying in the bed. Okay. Are you with her right now? You said what, ma'am? Are you with her right now, Simon? Yes, ma'am. Okay, how old is she? She is. She didn't get the bullet didn't go through. She got straight. But she didn't. How you went this way?
And the reason I highlight that part, she says the bullet did not go straight, which is how the CAD report ends up reflecting female grazed by bullet because her aunt was shot.
Okay. Other than the night commander copies part of that, that's all the caller obviously relaying what just happened. So that would fall under the same exceptions as the others. Do you intend to, I mean, the night commander copies part, can you
I can redact that, Your
redact
Honor.
that out? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what's next? Is there anything else?
I believe that's it.
Okay. All right. The other thing I had written down from yesterday was Mr. Stillwell jail calls, if y'all are ready on that. If not, we'll just move on to the next.
I'm ready, Your Honor, just thinking about the most logical way to address these issues. They're about 14, 15-minute calls. The state has, to my knowledge, not given any clear direction on what they plan to play. So I think that maybe it makes more sense for them to propose what is admissible,
Okay.
and then I can respond.
All right. And Miss Hilton, is this the one that you sent over that was like in a spreadsheet, or where would I go? What's the best way to go find these?
No, Your Honor, that was the co-conspirator statement.
Okay.
But in the same Dropbox, these are all in the Mike Sprinkle folder
Okay.
under Shannon Stillwell.
Okay.
Your Honor.
And Your Honor, it may do well for us to have a conversation at a break with Mr. Sharp and counsel, because there are some that we've identified that we will not use, and then there are redactions that we have.
All right. I was hoping you would have provided that information to them before now so that we could get right to
Of
what we
course.
still need to litigate.
As there were some that were excluded as late as last night, I can address them, some of
Okay.
them.
All right. Why don't we
Okay.
take such a break right now then?
All right.
Hey, let me see if I have some TiVo time for y'all. And it looks like we do have some, but they're still on the break, of course. Awesome. All right. Well, we will just hang tight as they are on the break. What we're about to watch is looking at Shannon Stillwell's phone calls. So it looks like this was at issue yesterday. And remember that empty folder? So when the judge went to go into the folder, this was the DA's office. They should have been prepared. They had a folder that contained all of the audio recordings from Shannon's jail phone calls. Okay. So what Love said to the judge just now was, hey, we have them. However, we do need to have a conversation with Max Shard and Shannon, just letting them know that we're not going to use all of them, and some of them are going to be redacted. Of course, you guys know that they're never prepared. The fact that these files weren't even in those folders last night shows you that, right? So more of the shenanigans continuing. This morning, we got through a 911 phone call and a CAD report. Both of those pieces of evidence are coming in. I explained to you guys what 801 means. And, a lot of the times when you have hearsay statements, there are exceptions that allow them to come in. And there were 30 of them that there are 30 of them, but 2 of them applied to the 911 phone calls and the CAD reports. And I get it. Some of the 911 phone calls are not funny because it is an emergency. I made the comment from the standpoint of, as a person that lived in Atlanta and made a 911 call once or twice while I lived there, the operators weren't very friendly when you need help. So I hope that clarifies some things. Let's come to you guys. We'll cover a few supers, and then I do have some extra content for us if we have dead moments like this, if they are going to be taking breaks. A few of you guys have sent to me, and thank you. I think it was about 3 or 4 of y'all have sent over Brian Steele's argument from yesterday. So we have that option. I will also have you guys vote on what you want to do with our spare time. But we have that. The other thing that we can do, and I did pull this, I looked at when Lead and I covered the opening arguments. We covered all of the defense attorney's opening arguments, and we even covered DA Love's. Can you guys believe that video that me and Lee did only has 17,000 views? So I'd love to bring that back in our spare time if you guys want to look at that as an option. All right, let's start with the supers that came in this morning. Shout out to D who kicked us off. He was first. He drops $1.99 and says, "Good morning, AV and chat. Let the DA insanity begin. It has already started." It already has. Thank you so much, D, for the super chat. Shout out to Nick Starro again, who gifted 5 memberships. Guys, check out Nick. He is a content creator. If you're ever looking for another option, I know so many people are streaming this trial. You know, I'm trying to make it as interesting as possible for you guys. Last night after stream, I did reach out to a lot of my friends that are defense attorneys and a lot of my friends that are DAs to get them all scheduled on days so they can come in and trial watch with me, or give you guys some commentary and show you what the day-to-day life of a trial attorney is like and kind of weigh in on these issues as well. So really, really excited for that. Nick is definitely a great content creator that's been covering this for some time. I've seen him in the legal space for a really long time. So I'm really happy that you have the options to pick. But you see how we support each other. Nick is one of the very, very few people covering this trial that I support and back. So thank you so much, Nick, and I really appreciate you. Lord Vashita, I haven't seen you in a while. He's been a member for a month. It says, starting the day off strong. Any predictions, chat? What do y'all think? What do you think the future of today holds? Definitely want to pull up some of y'all comments to see what predictions you have for the day. More debauchery, less debauchery. Shout out to Chris. Is Chris Kringle in here? Has Chris Kringle's entered the chat? Hi, Santa. Santa says, AV, you're wrapped up like a beautiful Christmas gift sporting that blue jacket. Love your channel. Love you back, Santa. Yeah, we're going to have to talk because Black Friday's coming. You know, there's special cookies that I'd like to leave out for you. I just need to know what type of cookies you like. You know, with the milk, I need to know if you're lactose intolerant, things of the like. So it's always great to see you, Chris Kringle. Thank you so much for entering the chat. Shout out to Nathan, who gave out 10 AV7 memberships. Very, very sweet of you, Nathan. And also, I just want to thank you to Nathan for always like being super active in my space and in lead space. I love reading your comments, and you know, they're always super funny and super engaging. So thank you so much, Nathan. If y'all got something from Nathan, if you got a membership from Nathan, please say thank you to him. Shout out to Mitch with the $1.99, says the lead AV with the blue suit. Yeah, guys, listen, this just came in. I was really excited. I actually got this custom made for a photo shoot to promote this channel. I found a new suit guy in Boston and I'm in love. I am going to poll you guys on the next suit. He's going to be able to put, let me do this for a second. You see the logo on the wall? He's going to be able to put that inside of it. So the next one, I need y'all's help with picking the color of the suit that I want. I don't know if I want white or if I want like a power red, but I would like it as a almost like a motivation for 100,000 subs. So it might have to be red. Matter of fact, let me poll y'all now. What color suit should we get next? We're gonna start a poll. What color suit should we get next? And this is tailored to my body, guys. And this guy just started doing it for women, you know? So I was so excited. He does it for men. And I'm like, why do the men always get the great options? For 100,000, there's the poll. I see you guys typing it in. Let me know what color suit we should get red next. Y'all are going for red. Y'all are going for red. I mean, the white reminds me of Camille Vasquez. So, you know, like that is just, I want to hang that suit up in my closet every day. And I want to look at it until we hit 100,000. It's motivation. It really is motivation. I like inspiring people, and, you know, y'all are a big part of this journey too. You know, like you're shareholders in this channel. So let me know what y'all want to see. So thank you so much, Mitch, for that one. And again, like this is like custom made, tailored to my body. You know, Lead always talks about these little stitching things. So I ended up getting that too. So really, really great tailor. I'm really excited. And later, when I have some time, I will post to Instagram and tag him. A lot of you guys are asking who he is. Amazing. He does work all over the country, global. So check him out. I will tag him later on. Looks like we're back in court.
We've not come to an agreement, but we've narrowed down the pool of
Of course.
calls as it relates to Mr. Stillwell and the information we've
Thanks,
got
Mitch.
to litigate.
Okay. Before we get to that, actually, with regard to the CAD reports that we just went over, how many different incidents does that cover?
Oh, how many? 10?
Let's ask Mr. Adkins since he seemed to be handling
He
it.
was.
Mr. Adkins, how many different incidents are covered in the CAD calls that we just reviewed?
3 incidents, Your Honor.
Okay. How many different 911 calls do we need for each incident?
So, Your Honor,
Mhm.
there is, let me get my notes.
These are all like, okay, go ahead.
So for the Club Crucial shooting, which is going to be letters JJ, like the exhibits are going to have that when we introduce them, there's only one 911 call.
Okay.
So that one's easy. For Adele Drive,
Mhm.
there is 4 CAD reports, 4 911 calls.
Okay.
The state wanted to introduce multiple of these.
And why is that?
So, Your Honor, a couple of these is, for example, and Adele Drive is a good example of this. APD gets multiple calls from different neighbors.
Right.
And so in the state's mind, there's some relevancy to kind of some initial chaos of when these, because some of police work or investigation of cases. And so in real time, when it's 2 a.m. and someone's house is shot up, sometimes they get 5 calls. And sometimes they're half a block over, 2 miles over, and it takes APD, as it would anyone, some time to figure out where it happened. So I think it's important for the jury and evidence to exist to show that process, real 911 calls and CAD reports associated with acts in the case that come in real time. They come in fast, and APD has to decipher and figure out what happened, which leads to investigations.
So are we going to need to listen to 4 different 911 calls? I mean, it's easy enough to say, are these the 4 CAD reports? Yeah, they are. They're admitted.
Your Honor, specifically with the 911, we will not have to listen to 4 911 calls.
Okay.
And so
Okay, so some clarity on that, guys. What is a CAD report? CAD. A CAD report is a computer-aided dispatch report. And what it does is it provides information about the types of calls that come in at a specific address over a period of time. So a CAD report in this case is a compilation or a compilation of 911 phone calls on a specific day regarding a specific incident. The judge is asking the prosecution team, are we going to have to play all 4 911 calls, or is this report enough to put in front of the jury, to put, to introduce with the witness? And I forget which witness we're on right now, but she, as you guys know, she's trying to streamline things, or at least attempt to do that. And reduce the fluff, because there's too much stuff that the state is bringing in, and she's trying to reduce the amount of things that are coming in.
there is specifically for at least Adele Avenue, the 462 911 audio, that is the 1428 is the victim's address, and that's
Okay.
that's the victim's, I believe, niece calling.
All
And
right.
so that a 911 call the state wants to play.
Okay.
And there was, of the 3 other calls, the 455 the state wanted to play because these CADs come in sequential order. And so the first 911 call that we have audio for and is in the case file is 0455. So the state wanted to play that because Ms. Latner's kind of explains how they associate cases together when they get multiple calls. And so I will not play the audio associated with 460 or the audio of 456. which
Okay.
is-
You can just say there were 2 other ones. Here are the CAD reports.
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Super.
And for Drew Drive, we have 1 911 call, 2 CAD reports. So 0587 has a 911 audio, and 0588, which is the one right after it, is just a CAD report.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Ms. Love to the, Ms. Love or Ms. Hilton, I don't know who's
It
going
was
to.
me.
Okay.
And
So that has to do
YSL,
Mr. Stillwell's calls.
Yes.
just letting y'all know, YSL Luna has broken into the den.
We just narrowed down the area that we were going to be intending to introduce. And of the bucket of calls that are in the folder for Mr. Sprinkle under defendant Stillwell, we've identified for the defense the October 31st call,
Say hi to everybody.
2015 at 12:26 p.m. from 1 minute and 10 seconds to 2 minutes and 5 seconds. We have eliminated the November 9th, 2015 call at 12:04. We've discussed and do not agree on the November, well, we don't agree on any of them. Mr. Sharp wanted me to make sure that I was clear. We don't agree on, they don't concede any of these, but November 9th, 2015, 1627 and 1645, those are two different calls. We are keeping those. We have eliminated the November 9th, 2015 call at 10:57 p.m. The November 10th, 2015 call at 16:41. We are introducing the portion starting at 1 minute and 50 seconds to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then the portion at 5 minutes and 51 seconds to about 6 minutes. Then the November 13th, 2015 at 16:58 call. We are introducing the portion from 12 minutes and 40 seconds till the end, which I believe is about 15 minutes. The November 18th, 2015 call at 17:30. We're introducing the portion from 10 minutes and 45 seconds till 11 minutes and 21 seconds.
Are those pants? I think they're trousers today.
See? You want me to continue?
Yeah.
The November 18th, 2015 call at 18:43. We are introducing 1 minute and 52 seconds till about 4 minutes and 35 seconds. So 1:52, the call starts, and then 3:20 to 4:35 is a specific portion that we have identified to Mr. Sharp, but we may have to back it up a little from 3:20 just for context, but 3:20 to 4:35 is the portion that we identified.
Here comes Max.
Is that all of them?
No, there's a couple more.
Okay, go ahead.
So November 19th at 17:26 from 2 minutes and 15 seconds to 3 minutes and 50 seconds. November 19th at 19:35 This is 1 minute and 27 seconds to 9 minutes and 20 seconds. November 19th, 2015 at 19:35 is 1 minute and 27 seconds to 9 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay, let me just. You want to get down? Go ahead.
So 19, okay, I'm gonna repeat for Mr. Sharp. November 19th, 2015 at 19:35. We will play from 1 minute and 27 seconds to 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Then for the call dated November 23rd, 2015 at 16:08 p.m., the state will play from 8 minutes and 50 seconds until the end of the call at about 15 or 16 minutes, actually. So it's about 7 minutes. 8 minutes, 7 minutes. Then December 4th, 2015 at 15:48, the state will play 11:57 to 13:15. Then on December 4th, 2017 at 17:31, the state will play 8:10 to 8:30 approximately. And finally, on December 7th, 2015 at 16:55, the state will play from 13:50 to 1600.
Port Water Dogs, it's custom. Later on my Instagram, I'll tag the tailor so y'all can see it.
Okay, so do we want to just start with the first one and I'll hear what the objection is, or hear the tape and then hear what the objection is? Maybe hear the objection and the tape.
So, Your Honor, I think
Please don't
that's
let us listen to
a good
jail
way to
phone
do it.
calls.
Maybe hear the tape and then the objection.
Okay.
The reality is, I've listened to all these calls, but I'm not going to be in an agreement with the state, so we're going to have to litigate it. So there's not really any sense in further negotiations,
Sure.
respectfully.
I mean, we at least have the portion that they intend to play now.
Yes.
Okay.
Man, this girl keeps breaking into this room.
All right. So
I'll be back, guys.
if you want to just start with the October 31st one and play that portion that you intend to play, and if I need to hear, well, I assume if you intend to play it, it'll give the jury enough context also. Is there like a general objection on all of these, or is it going to be different depending upon?
Well, I will note that several of these calls involve people threatening Mr. Stillwell and him reaching out for help to stay alive because the system has placed him in a cage with people who are potentially trying to kill him. I find something rather perverse about the system putting him in a cage in a situation where he needs to reach out to help to survive and avoid having a shank plunged into him, and then us using that against him. So that is my general objection to some of these quote unquote gang related statements. I think we all know about the danger risks and the deaths and stabbings that have occurred at 901 Rice Street. So he's really in a no-win situation there. And I don't know, that just does not, on policy grounds, that doesn't seem like something that should be held against him. He didn't ask to be put in that situation. But other than that, Your Honor, there's different topics, there's different objections.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so we are about to listen to a series of Shannon Stillwell's 911 phone calls. Max has decided the way that they want to do it. We're not going to listen to all of them. I think there are about 15. They've reduced it down to a few. Now, what we're about to do is decide, the judge is going to decide whether or not each one is coming in and why they're coming in. So Love is going to have to explain to us why each phone call is relevant to the case, and specifically relevant to Shannon's particular charges. Max is going to have a rebuttal argument, and we're going to see how the judge rules on each one. At first, they were deciding whether they just wanted the bulk of them in and to talk about it, but what they want to do is play each one. So listen closely. It seems like it might be a little dry, but we're going to see what Love says that is going to implicate Shannon himself into all of this. So that's what we're about to watch. Buckle up, folks. It is about to go down.
Give me just a second.
Of course, she says, give me a second after I get ready. Is she turning down the AC? Uh-oh. Let me skip ahead. We have a little bit of TiVo time. Oh, where did the judge go? Oh no, we're almost out of TiVo time, guys. We're out. I don't know where she went. She left for a moment, so we can continue on with supers. Shout out to Pierre with $2 who says, salmon pink pig coral flesh. I think we are talking about the pink blazer that Love is wearing. Thank you so much, Pierre. Shout out to Morris Loves AV7. Wow, I have a troll, huh? $4.99 says, good morning, AV. I think all judges are biased one some way or another. I agree. But thank you so much, Morris. Love you. Shout out to Aaron, who became a member. Welcome, Aaron. Welcome to our community. You're really going to love it here. Shout out to Marcus, who says he likes the lip color.
Listen to the
May.
October 31st portion that's an issue.
Or go to www.visitfromhome.net to
Marcus.
learn more.
Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello.
What's up?
Hey. What happened? Oh, okay. What is that?
I need to let him know he behind me, everything good. Lord send him down there so I can interview him to see if I want him. I'm like, feel like he hung the tape.
Your Honor, I'm going to double check to make sure it seems unusually quiet.
Okay.
So I'm going to make sure the volume is maxed.
All right.
Yeah, because we can't hear that. Thank you, Kim, for the Cash App. I'll read that shortly. All right, they've muted it. Thanks again to Chi-Town for gifting memberships. Again to Here Comes Drama. Welcome to James. Like that car.
While we have a minute of downtime, I'm getting dispatches from colleagues that are not here.
Okay.
We wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page, and I guess the court acknowledged that the Mr. Kendrick's video that was discussed yesterday, the video of his interview, that everyone was on the same page that Mr. Kokomo, Mr. Steele were going to provide a copy of that video because it was not introduced at the time we were discussing it yesterday.
Okay.
And I think that everyone wants to make sure that you are on the same page, that we will be supplementing the record with a copy of that video.
Right, and I think didn't we talk about that yesterday, that would be Defense Exhibit 1 to that motion? Yeah.
Yes, I thought we
Okay.
did, but
Yeah, we did.
okay.
So it's admitted. And the court reporter will await receipt of it.
Yes,
All
thank
right,
you.
Thank you.
Hello.
What's up?
Hey. What happened?
Lewis and that lawyer, I had to talk to the lawyer.
Oh, okay. What is that?
Now you just let him know he behind me, everything good. He said, Lord sent him down there so I can interview him to see if I want him.
I'll check it, Trisha. We are really backed up on Instagram.
So I can handle the case, and I want him. If you feel like you can't, then don't waste my time.
Oh, okay. You want him?
But he talking like he can handle it, like everything. He can handle everything. He say he's been working with all type of stars on all type of murder cases and all type of cases.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can't hear that at all.
Right.
Your Honor, we're bringing over a Bluetooth speaker. I'll give the court what is being said so that at least we can discuss it. Mr. Stillwell says, when asked how he's doing, that Thug sent the lawyer down for me. I went and talked to him. He let me know he's behind me. Everything's good. Thug sent him down there so I can interview him to see if I want him. I feel like he can handle the case. Okay. I'll start over. Thug sent that lawyer down here for me. I went and talked to the lawyer. He let me know he's behind me. Everything's good. Thug sent him down there so I can interview him to see if I want him. I feel like he can handle the case, and if I want him. If I feel like he can't, then don't waste my time. He's talking like he can handle it. He's been working all types of stars and murder cases.
All right, so the extent of it. Okay.
I agree with the state's rendition of what that says.
All right.
My objection is relevance and 403 specifically, confusion of the issues.
Yeah.
So to my knowledge, well, first of all, let me just say this. Factually, I think the state would acknowledge this. I did not represent Mr. Stillwell in 2015. I did not meet Mr. Stillwell in 2015. I am not the lawyer that represented that. I beat murder cases all the time and have represented all sorts of stars. So factually.
Okay, and before Max continues, just for those of you that are just filing in, of course, the audio is atrocious. They're trying to fix it. Now, Love just read out what the subject matter of that phone call was, because remember, we're going to go through each one of them. And the core of it was Shannon retaining an attorney, and that Young Thug sent an attorney down. That was not Max, it was someone else. And Shannon had to make a decision on whether or not he wanted to retain this attorney. Let's see what the outcome will be. But I just wanted to explain to you guys what was going on.
This creates an impression to a jury that, and I know I'm not a party to this case, but I am linked inextricably with my client. This creates an impression to the jury. A reasonable deduction of the jury would be that he is talking about me, that Jeffrey Williams sent me, and let me just be clear, I have no information that Jeffrey Williams sent anyone, but Jeffrey Williams sent me to talk to Mr. Stillwell, and that this is just a continuation of Mr. Williams sent a lawyer. I'm here representing Shannon Stillwell in 2024, and all that is completely false. I know who represented Mr. Stillwell in 2015. I don't know if that's the individual that's being discussed, but it wasn't me. Furthermore, I don't know of any information or any evidence that Mr. Williams ever hired a lawyer on behalf of Mr. Stillwell, or had any role in that. I don't believe that to be true, but the state has not provided any information. So this is misleading. It's confusing the issue. It creates the impression that Jeffrey Williams sent me, current counsel, and I'm continuing to work on behalf of Mr. Williams representing Mr. Stillwell. All that is false, and the state, I would hope, would agree that that any impression that it was me would be misleading to the jury. So I'm not sure what the relevance is, but certainly there's 403 issues that outweigh any probative value in this piece of information.
And Your Honor, just to add a bit more context to that, certainly we agree with everything that Mr. Shard has said. We're going to have an objection as well, of course. We don't believe that conversation that you're about to hear is, number one, irrelevant, that it advances any issue specific in this case, but more importantly, and the state knows this, I'm sure they do, there is no indication, and there, in fact, was not any attorney hired by Mr. Williams for Mr. Stillwell, Mr. Jackson. And so any discussion that the court would hear, that the state would intend to introduce about Mr. Stillwell talking to someone else about Mr. Williams sending an attorney down, or whether he's going to hire an attorney, or the fact that he did not hire an attorney for him, I don't see the relevance. And so that's just adding a little bit more context for the court.
All right, thank you. I'll hear from the state.
Yes, Your Honor. As far as the relevance goes, the fact that the alleged leader of the gang that Mr. Stillwell is a member of is securing for him representation for a murder that is alleged on this indictment, that we allege that other members of this gang committed. And the fact that we allege that, in part, one of the ways that the gang protects its members is to pay bail for arrested gang members and enterprise members, and to obtain and procure representation for them. The fact that Mr. Stillwell is relaying out of his own mouth that the alleged leader of YSL has sent someone down there, and the fact that this person has been, according to Mr. Stillwell, working with all types of stars and murder cases. And he is saying in one of his songs that he's talking about paying a lawyer, having beat a murder rap. I don't think anyone is going to get the impression that Mr. Sharp is the person who represented him. And even if they did, it doesn't in any way impact the 403 analysis, which would Mr. Sharp bears the burden of showing that this information somehow or another is so substantially more prejudicial than probative as to permit its exclusion on 403 grounds. And he hasn't done that except to say that they might think that I'm the one, but Mr. Shart's not the person or the proper inquiry around which to make that analysis.
All right. I mean, it doesn't actually say anything bad about any lawyers.
Well, I'm not.
Whether they think it's you or not, I don't see what that matters. I mean, if you want me to tell the jury that you want them to know that that wasn't about you because you didn't represent him in 2015, we could think about that. But I mean, it's definitely relevant evidence in that it makes the state's assertions more likely than they would be without that evidence. And
Would you consider two things? I would like that instruction.
okay.
And second, would you consider taking out the lawyer said he represents all stars and is beating all sorts of, I mean, that's just lawyer puffery. And I don't know why that was said, but at the same time, I don't know why that would come in.
Your Honor.
Go ahead.
So as it relates to Mr. Shart asserting or asking the court to assert or put before the jury evidence about him, I don't know that that would be appropriate, but we can address it at a different time. And as for whatever the lawyer said about him representing all types of stars and murder cases, the fact that Mr. Stillwell made that assertion is the part that we believe is most relevant, because that means that it was important to him, and that's his belief. He's telling this person that he's saying he can handle it. He's been working all types of stars and murder cases. That repetition of that part of whatever the conversation was is the part that we believe is most pertinent.
Okay, and you're saying that then shows up in a music video, or what did you say about that?
With respect to the music video, I pointed the court's attention to the music video that we heard earlier.
Just that he had beaten a murder rap. Okay.
Pay my lawyer $30 for that. To beat a murder, I just beat a murder rap, paid my lawyer $30 for that.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Me and my slime's above the law.
I'm sorry. The problem is that there's nothing to indicate that there's any connection between that particular lyric that we saw in that video and this conversation that Mr. Stillwell is having with his significant other about an attorney coming to see him. And the important part pardon my seat, the important part, I think, to add into the analysis is that, Mr. Williams does not hire an attorney for Mrs. Stillwell. And so there's been an association that's been shown already between Mrs. Stillwell and Mr. Williams. And the fact of Mr. Stillwell having a conversation with his significant other, his girlfriend, about whether or not a friend of his or an associate of his is going to assist him in getting an attorney doesn't prove anything. I know they can argue whatever they want to argue, but there's got to be something to indicate that that's a reasonable argument that they're discussing this, or Mr. Stillwell is having this discussion in the context of the quote unquote gang leader getting him an attorney as part of this overarching and ongoing conspiracy. And there's no evidence to indicate that. And then so for that reason, I would say that, again, I don't believe it's relevant at all. I think it does confuse the issue.
Okay.
So that's a good argument from Adams, guys. He is just kind of mentioning, because what Love is trying to do here is connect a song lyric to this jail phone call. You heard that right. A song lyric to a jail phone call. She's trying to connect these two things together. And Adams just artfully mentioned it kind of really doesn't make sense. Shout out to Ty Juliana. It's good to see you over here, sis. But yeah, let's see how this one shakes out.
Well, you've
I
got to hear it.
understand the objection. It is admitted. I will give the instruction that
Wow.
Mr. Shard, if you let it come up with something like that. and otherwise it comes in. What's the next one?
Wow.
To address my concerns about the idea that the jury would think that the lawyer in question is representing Mr. Stillwell currently, I'm probably going to include Mr. Botts in that too. It was neither Mr. Sharp or Mr. Botts.
Okay.
I would also ask that in that instruction that it be added that it was not Mr. Steele who represented or who came down,
Okay.
quote unquote, to talk to Mr.
How
Stillwell.
about it wasn't any of the, was it, I don't know who it was.
Judge, I would,
Mr. Steele.
no,
Or myself.
we don't know that. And in fact, Judge, when we have in 2022 with the murder, with respect to Mr. Steele, we don't know.
Okay, who entered an appearance, if anyone, on Mr. Stillwell's behalf in the 2015 case?
A gentleman by the name of Michael Bixon.
Anybody
Different
else?
lawyer.
No.
Was he-
At some point there was, and just to give full context, a lawyer was not, the state keeps arguing that Jeffrey Williams hired this lawyer. A lawyer was not hired for a significant amount of time. He was represented by the public defender.
Okay.
I believe Mr. Bixon was the gentleman who entered an appearance and is being discussed here.
Okay.
And Your Honor, that's not what we said. We just read what Mr. Stillwell said, and that Thug had sent a lawyer down there. We didn't say someone had entered an appearance. He just said he talked to him. So we
Okay.
don't know who it was, and that was the point that I
Well,
was
that
making.
doesn't matter because I'm not going to say it wasn't Mr. Shart that talked to Mr. Stillwell. I'm going to
Okay.
say it was none of these lawyers who represented Mr. Stillwell in 2015.
That's fine.
So do you want it to be Shart Bot Steele, or nobody here today?
Nobody here today.
All right.
An entry
That's
of
fine.
appearance.
I think that works. Okay, so so she's letting it in, which is silly. I don't know why you would connect it to that lyric. So she decided to let it in, but Shard is just saying, "Hey, I need you to give a jury instruction. We need to make it clear that it was not me." And all the other defense attorneys are like, "Yes, fine, whatever. Like, just say that it's not any attorney in this room." But still, I guess what she's trying to paint the picture as, especially under 403, is that Thug was paying for attorneys for people. I mean, whatevs, but okay.
All right, y'all need to draft it. Give me a second.
That's a good point, Danielle. I have to email you back. You just reminded me. I'll put that on my list.
All right.
Is that a marker?
Next.
Thank you, healthy mama.
Judge, I'm going to
Thank you
try and
so-
play it through a Bluetooth speaker rather than play
Okay.
it.
This is my favorite super chat of the week.
And this will be the November 9th, 2015 call at 16:27. Just one second. I didn't give it's the call, the whole call.
Whole thing.
All right, do we have the speaker ready? I believe we're going into the next phone call, y'all.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect.
It's a little loud. Do it without the mic.
She bought a little boom box. We got a Mondo board, a boom box, all these things.
start where the cost,
Thank you, Gregory.
I'm gonna start where the call starts at 1 minute and about 27 seconds in. After the securist.
Now we can't hear anything.
It's over. Hey, man, let's pull that, man. It's out, it's out. Someone with, something like that.
It is.
Maybe it is better going through the microphone.
I'm gonna try one more time. We had a microphone on. If it does do that, I'll go play it.
Okay.
It's over. Hey, man, let's pull that, man. It's out, it's out. Someone with, something like that.
Honestly, if you put transcript, that might be.
Yeah, this is worse than Mechanicsville. Just read us what is happening.
Once you move that away, but.
It's over. Hey, man, let's pull that, man. It's out, it's out. Someone with, something like that. Yeah, man. Hold on.
Judge, is the court able to hear that? Because I'll just play it through Zoom if not.
Not really, I mean, I can hear it. Can I discern what they're saying?
No, just read the
I mean,
transcript.
some of it, but
Love.
I'm being encouraged to play it through Zoom.
Okay. Do you have a transcript of it?
Not one that's really that accurate.
don't know what paperwork got going on. These niggas tonight, you on hold and all that. Man, y'all just stop playing with me, bro. Cause I know how to fight, bro. Y'all fuck at me, y'all cap ass shit, bro. I ain't with all this suck shit, bro. All this fake ass gangsta shit. And I was just on the street, y'all niggas just tonight, bro, everything good, man. Come on, man. You need some hold.
Hello.
And Judge, I'll point to the right of the screen where the court sees the lines indicating talk. That's the transcript that's coming up. It's sort of closed captioning. It's not the best, but that's what I was talking about.
Hello.
Boy. Junior, he on the phone, Junior.
Hey, bro.
What up?
Man, what's up, man? You fucking nigga tell all this suck ass shit, bro. You shine, nigga, bro. For real, huh? I don't know what paper I had going on out there. Out there like he kicking like he's there with a lower or the film, whatever he's doing. Man,
Who said that?
Paperboy, these niggas they don't know nothing about Paperboy, man.
Who are they?
They trying they shine.
What's their name? Who that big bro?
He's my hit big bro, Montana.
Bro, what channel ain't got no wisdom?
Hey, bro. Come here. My bro said Montana ain't got no rim. Montana, your big bro. Hello?
Let me holler at him.
Hold on.
State, pause it just a moment. I think this is important to note. At this point, a jail phone is being passed to a third individual. So we're about to hear a conversation between two individuals. Neither one of them are my client.
Okay.
Wow.
Hold on, boy. He trying to have that something near the door. Hold on.
For those of you watching on a phone, this is going to be a little rough, but for those of you that are watching on a tablet or a TV, they did offer to use this Dropbox. There is some transcription on the right-hand side that you might be able to follow along with. It is very hard to make out what they're saying. I'm even struggling with it. So I'm just letting you know. Shout out to Ty Juliana, who is able to understand Atlanta speak. So we're going to go back in. But from what we are understanding, this is a phone call that started with Shannon. And then the phone is being passed to other people around him. Okay. And they're talking about, I don't know, Paperboy or Paperboard or something like that. So that is what's happening.
He ain't got no run, no flow or nothing. What you say,
That shit about a green light and a floor is different, man.
Hey, I said here,
bro. Hey yo. I'm here, bro. He scared to get on the phone?
I don't know, man. He talking through the door to another nigga, man. These niggas monkey, bro.
Tell a nigga get on the phone.
Who?
Man, these niggas monkey, bro. I beat one of these fuck niggas up, bro. I ain't playing, bro. All that lame shit. Come holler at my bro, man. Hold on.
Hey yo, homie.
Yo.
Rise and shine.
I shine, you shine, we shine. Hey, who your big fool, bro?
Yo, my big fool A1, dog.
A1?
Yeah, that's the big bro over Georgia, my nigga, behind the G-Wall, 5. Listen, son.
You talking about behind G-Wall? A1 is behind.
Yeah, A1 behind the G-Wall. Listen, 5. Listen. But we just had a 5 on 031 day, dog. My channel don't even have no rims, 5.
Hey, look.
Busy. Hold on, bro. My handle is Busy, 5. You can ask any nigga about me, dog. My name Busy, 5. My channel don't got no what? Busy.
My channel got the green light. Joe Shine gave him the green light over the whole right street, dog. I'm telling you out the Joe Shine out.
Bro,
hey, look, you can three-way Joe Shine right quick.
Hold on.
Hey, bro, call Joe Shine, bro. Cause I ain't gonna keep going back and forth on nigga about nothing, bro.
He about to do it, Joey. He about to do it, man. I don't know
what bro. Ain't with all this suck shit, bro. All that lame ass.
Bro, and who the fuck is saying That paper, who put what in the paper mouth?
I don't know. I think it ain't Pete. That some nigga named Pete in that though. You thought that name Pete, man, some murder ass shit.
Hold up, bro. I ain't about to do it on three-way because I don't know how to work my mother's phone.
I got Josh. Hey, new baby.
Huh?
What that phone at?
Is it on?
Man, come on with it. What's your sign number on, boy?
770-255-9113.
Yeah. Yo. Okay.
And they said you on hold.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that shit be about.
Well, what the fuck?
He said Mike County is the green light, but he ain't say Mike County ain't got no stain. He said he the green light.
Bro, I know my channel. Find my channel used to be a
No,
brown.
he keep telling the nigga that
Come on, bro, nigga.
That's the shit.
Bro, nigga know my channel. Dog, nigga ain't saying my channel nothing bad about the nigga used to be brown, bro.
Mike County used to be brown.
But that's the only my channel who shine fire and got the green light, dog. I'm telling you something I know, Shannon. Hey,
Hey, boy, who you picking up? Who you picking up? Where the other man? Where the other straight on?
hold on. Hey, yo, call this number.
Hey, who over Georgia, boy?
Hold on. 44
Yo,
632
yo.
6586. Bro, Pop got the whip for Georgia right now. Bro, these niggas asking questions and they don't even fucking know who the fuck is these niggas that say niggas on hold and they don't even know
They
shit.
don't know what's going on, man. You be fine. Hell nah, man. Fuck these niggas, bro. I don't know nothing.
Who they saying got it? Joe Son?
Who got Georgia? Who y'all saying got Georgia? Who he said got
Hello?
Georgia? Hold on.
Hey, Robinson, fire.
I was loving.
Bro, listen, you know Shannon and Rice Street, he just went upstairs, right?
You know what?
Listen, bro, these niggas talking about five is on hold and all that kind
Who
of
this
shit.
is right here, boy?
This buckshot.
It's buckshot. Hold on.
Hey, yo.
They talking about what?
They saying that there's five is on hold and all this my channel shit. Bro, tell these niggas my channel don't even got no fucking room.
My tenant don't got no fucking rims, nigga. That nigga's a slap, nigga.
That's what the fuck I just told these little niggas. These little niggas don't even know shit.
What the fuck? What he saying? He got the same. Hey, he said his
Bro.
name. He said his name Finesso and another bro named Pete.
Bro, and then on top of that, these niggas want to tell me that Pop not running the whip.
I'm pushing the whip, nigga.
That's what I'm telling them.
You said Pop.
Georgia. Pop, man.
Pop. Yeah, he know Pop pushing.
Bro,
Pop just running the whip, G. That's who got the rims right now, G. This shit going on. Hold on, like that, bro. Yo.
Hey, yo,
Yo.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Who is saying that Shannon is on hold?
Huh?
Who's saying Shannon on hold?
My the green light over here, Lil Pete.
Look,
look, let me tell you what the situation going on right now. Joe Shine gave him the green light over on 6th floor. Goddamn, Montana got the green light over the whole right street, right? Goddamn, the hood we pushing is living proof or no proof, right? Y'all say the high is hot. No, Pop. The high is not Pop, bro. The high.
Okay. So this is a jail phone call. There's some three-way action happening here. There's people being called. There's some code words being used. They're talking about people having a green light over here and a green light over here, right? You're also hearing things along the lines of, you know, who's saying this, who's saying that, right? There's several people, there's several parties on the phone, there's several three-way calls happening on the phone, but they're trying to really get to the bottom of like Shannon being on hold or something along those lines. And I think they're trying to figure out who's who. You can even hear some code words being said, like, rise and shine or something along those lines. I'm trying to make out how all of this is relevant, guys, but we're in the middle of it. It's been playing for about 9 minutes so far. I know it is confusing, but let's just buckle up and hold tight. Like we'll make sense of it.
It's Doug, bro. Doug Keith, bro.
Bro, Doug is he's inactive right now, five.
It's a bunch of policies going on with Doug right now, Chief.
But them niggas
Hold on. See, look, we've been in Rice Street for a good minute. See, we ain't been pulling up at no jewelry shop, you feel me?
Yeah. But fine, look, yo, you right on paper. Dub is the high, but bro, this nigga's inactive right now, five.
You got a three-way with Joe Shine?
But call this nigga Joe, five. So they just so fixed on this nigga Joe.
I'm about Joe right now. Tell Lil Pete they following Joe right now. Tell Lil Pete they following Joe right now. Hello?
Yo.
But what you saying though? Let me put me on drink. What's going on?
Hold on, what's your who you be?
Boy, let's I be that started slim finesse on banging the original ice. I said G-Shine one have one whole double OGs. All I know banging for G-Shine. What we do, living proof or no proof.
Okay.
Hey yo.
Okay.
Hey fine, hey Joe Shine, listen fine. Alright, did you get a nigga Montana the fucking green light over Rice Street? Montana, yeah. Alright. Okay, who the fuck is Pete?
Okay, I'm gonna go back. Did y'all hear that man's intro? He said, "Who you be? Who are we? Who am I talking to?" This man, you just gotta hear it. You just gotta hear it. Let's go back. Wow, what the hell?
Been in Rice Street for a good minute. See, we ain't been pulling up at no jewelry shop. You feel me?
Yeah. But fine, look, yo, you right on paper. Dub is the high, but bro, this nigga's inactive right now, fine.
You got a three-way with Joe Shine?
But call this nigga Joe, fine. So they just so fixed on this nigga Joe.
I'm about Joe right now.
Okay, listen to this. He about to get on the phone.
Tell Lil Pete they following Joe right now. Tell Lil Pete they following Joe right now.
Here he is. I'm about to put him on.
Hello?
Yo.
But what you saying though? Let me put me on drink. What's going on?
Hold on, what's your who you be?
Boy, let's I be that started slim finesse on banging the original ice. I said G-Shine one have one whole double OGs. All I know banging for G-Shine. What we do, living proof or no proof.
Hey yo, what pop fool? Hey fine, hey Joe Shine, listen fine. Alright, did you get a nigga Montana the fucking green light over Rice Street?
Montana, yeah.
Alright. Okay, who the fuck is Pete?
Pete?
Yeah.
Petey?
But look, really, I don't look, I really don't give a fuck who these niggas is. Bro, these niggas talking about Shannon is on hold and all that shit. You know niggas on the phone now, dog. Get these niggas right.
No, they tripping. Leave me in. Hey, Joe Shine. Yo, Joe Shine. Listen. Yo, Shannon is not on pause. Bro. Shannon is
Download.
Official hurt, bro. Shine.
Hey, look, download.
10%, bro. He's hurt.
Download. Hey, look, we just
listen, bro. Y'all matter of fact, bro. Listen, bro. Just listen, bro. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know. Y'all need to listen, bro. Shannon is not a dub. He's not on pause, bro. He's Shine, bro. He's official hurt, bro. He's in the lineup, bro. He's in tune, bro. So y'all are to embrace him, bro, and stand behind him as so, bro.
All right, download. I'm gonna put Pete Drake on there right now.
Tell Montana. Jimmy, y'all listen. Tell Montana I said this. Don't like tell
Montana downstairs. They bummed me up to the shit flow.
Okay, listen, you need to let all the bros know. You talk to me today. The big bro, you let them know that I said Shannon is Shine, bro. And everybody face him and stand behind him and so.
Download.
Hey yo.
And tell them they need to be getting at me beat up, bro. I need to hop. They got Trey One to bust at me, bro. Everybody got Trey One to bust at me, bro. I need to hop in all the bros in Rice Street. Down low, down low.
Hey, yo, Doug, you know Shannon's situation. The only reason why niggas called this time because niggas didn't even, these niggas really didn't know shit, for real, for real. But you
No,
know,
so look,
what we going through, man.
This way it happened. When he bombed in, I was like, you shine? He was like, yeah. I was like, Roger shine, twin. He was like, I shine, you shine, we shine. So I was like, all right, what hood you pushing? He said, living proof or no proof. All right, down low. So I bust that little Pete. Little Pete said, do he know his oath? He didn't know his oath. You know how that is. If you don't know the oath in 3 days, you ain't shine. You feel me?
Hey, yo, but Five. Hey, yo, I just asked you who you be, Five, and you didn't even have the mandatory shit in your who you be, dog.
I did just tell you who I be.
Bro, the only thing you had in there
Yeah,
was double
fuck that.
OSG.
Hit him up right now. Hit him up right now. Unless I be that start slipping this or bang that original ice, I said G-Shine.
You have
One
one
hand,
minute
one
left.
hold. Double 01 G's up is all I know. Thanks for two shine what I do. Living proof or no proof.
Bro,
Listen, this shit just said 1 minute, bro. You gotta try to ball back, bro. Y'all niggas need to ball back, shine stuff. Everybody got Trey one to tune in with me, bro. Everybody in Rush Street got Trey one to tune in with me, bro.
But you don't know all these little niggas thinking they got stains,
I don't know them, bro. I know Montana, bro, and that's the only person that I stand behind, bro. Whatever Montana got going on, that's what he did. Oh yeah, they good brand. All them come from Montana, bro. They good brand. I agree like the Montana to do that, bro. They great brand. With everything else, bro, they just need to tune in with me, bro. Y'all, bro. Everybody in Rice Street got to tune in with me.
Hey, yo, part of my soul, who the heck is that's on the line that's in Rice Street right now?
Here's your little
Oh, Trey, Five.
Yeah, we gotta get him the ball back. Hey, look, what the fuck y'all at Buckshot and Young? I need to have a dog niggas bad about some more shit. Shut up.
I'm in the
look.
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
Oh, my cabeza.
Okay. So,
And Max,
just before I get started with the facts, I
Max.
do not accept Miss Love's assertion that I bear the burden of proving that prejudice substantially outweighs probative value. I believe that they bear the burden that it doesn't. They're the proponent of the evidence. That being said, what we have here, just in context, Your Honor, in November of 2015, Shannon was in a car on University Avenue. People shot into the car, tragically shot a young lady in the face, causing the car to crash and flip over several times. Shannon and the mother of his child were sent to the hospital. Shannon had a collapsed lung, several broken bones. While at the hospital, Detective Thorpe took out a warrant for Shannon for the murder of Donovan Thomas. Once Shannon was finally medically cleared, he was brought directly to Rice Street and dropped into this environment where he is wounded, hurt, and apparently, from the context of this phone call, individuals who seem to be associated with the Bloods started threatening him.
Oh.
I believe the context of this call suggests, if I'm being candid, it suggests that Mr. Stillwell calls an individual and asks him to tell the people that are in jail with him to get off his back and stop threatening him.
Got it.
It's clear from the context, and that's why I said what I said before we started with this is the idea that Shannon has to do this to survive his stay in Rice Street, and now it's being used against him. I don't particularly care for. From the context of the call, it appears that Shannon is associated with G-Shine, which are Bloods. It appears that this individual he called for help communicating that he should not be attacked is associated as well. And then an individual by the name of Busy, who is locked up and apparently has been coming at Shannon, takes the phone and talks to the individual that Shannon called. They have an argument over blood politics. Shannon, there's no indication, takes has any part in that argument. I don't know where Shannon is at that time, but they have an argument over blood politics, over who runs this, who runs that.
Yes, practically.
One individual thinks a gentleman by the name of Montana is calling the shots.
Right.
The other individual is saying Montana doesn't have the authority to call the shots. But either way, the message is sent. Shannon is hurt. Shannon is injured. Don't mess with Shannon.
Right.
If this were a case about the G-Shine Bloods, my argument would be more difficult to make. This is a case allegedly about YSL and the alleged gang, criminal street gang YSL. Now, the state believes that they have this unbeatable argument, which they've brought out dozens of times already, and I'm sure they will again. Well, this is a hybrid gang, so therefore everything's relevant. No, it needs to be specific. They're saying that YSL is an entity, is a criminal street gang, and they're moving together to for a common purpose. This has nothing to do with YSL. This is internal blood politics, internal G-Shine politics, and quite frankly, my client just trying to survive in 901 Rice Street. Additionally, Your Honor, there's another concern that I have, and I would assume Mr. Adams has too. There's an individual, they're talking about who runs things. There's, and one individual thinks Montana runs things.
Yeah.
And then there's talk, again, when Mr. Stillwell is not on the phone at all, that a gentleman, and what I believe is said, is Dub. A jury hearing that could quite possibly misinterpret that as Thug. I was concerned. I heard that at first, but that is not the case. So that's another wrinkle into this, but I don't believe any of this is relevant. I believe it's highly prejudicial. It's not relevant to this case, I should say. It's highly prejudicial. It confuses the issues. And for a substantial amount of time, I did not note the starting time, but from a time till 8 minutes, Shannon is not even a party to the conversation.
Wow.
A certain time, I'll say around 6 minutes, but I didn't note the exact time, to 8 minutes, Shannon is not part of the conversation. And from 10 minutes and 40 seconds onwards, Shannon is not a party to the conversation. So it's unclear to me how this could be labeled statements by a party opponent and be admitted that way, or any sort of admission.
Can y'all type Max in the chat? Because we would have not known what was going on. I'm sitting here diagramming, trying to figure out who's who. Type Max in the chat. Seriously, I was like, what is Shine? Who's Montana? Who's Lil Pete? What did he leave out of his salute there? That was really important. Like, that was crazy to interpret. But it's really great that Max was able to break that down. And he's leaning towards the argument of this being more about G-Shine, which is a subsidiary of the Bloods and has nothing to do with YSL. And he's also talking about how, because I heard that towards the end, I heard the person advocating for Shannon, like, leave Shannon alone. I stand with Shannon. Y'all need to stand behind him too. Something along those lines, right? So thank God for Max right now, because that was mind-blowing.
Finally, Your Honor, I don't think I need to say this, but we have not been noticed that any of these individuals in this phone call are on the state's witness list, so we will not have the opportunity to cross-examine any of them.
All right. That conversation was clearly not testimonial.
I understand.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, I'll address the issue of burden in a moment, but I'd like to just start out by talking about the relevance. Mr. Shart's assertion regarding the fact that this case is against YSL is, and therefore any calls that defendant Stillwell makes to have someone verify his blood gang credentials are therefore not relevant. is belied by the part of the indictment wherein the state asserts YSL claims affiliation with the National Blood Gang, and that some associates also claim the blood subset gangs, Sex, Money, Murder, and 30 Deep. We also go on within the indictment to discuss that YSL, as Mr. Sharp correctly stated, is a hybrid gang, that they actually have members of both Bloods and Crips. But specifically, we also assert that YSL associates often use and write the word black, which some of our witnesses have come forth and said means other things than what our experts have said, which is blood love all the time. The court heard within the context of this call a reference to G Shine and Shine. As Mr. Sharp correctly asserts, G Shine is also a blood gang subset. And Mr. Stillwell did not call someone to have the authorities come and have these people get off his case. He called another blood gang member. He had one blood gang member get on the phone with another in order to verify and validate his credentials as a bona fide blood gang member. So we would argue that Mr. Stillwell's words are words of a party opponent, that the words of the person who spoke on his behalf when he gave him the phone is an adoptive admission. He's making these assertions on behalf of Mr. Stillwell. And regarding, so in terms of relevance, our argument is that it very easily passes the low hurdle of relevance. And under 402, it's therefore presumptively admissible. And under 403, Mr. Sharp has not made any showing that it is substantially more prejudicial to Mr. Stillwell, such that the evidence would create a risk that defendant Stillwell would be convicted on a ground different from proof specific to the offenses charged in the indictment. Regarding the objection burden, Your Honor, I'm citing a line from Carlson on Evidence 8th edition, that echoing federal authority, Georgia cases have placed the burden of demonstrating a violation of Rule 403 on the objecting party. But the case that I'll cite is State versus McPherson, 341 Georgia App, 871. And the pen site.
Y'all think she's gonna let it in? Let me know your prediction right now. Do you think Judge Whitaker is gonna let this in? Put it
Is
in
that
or no?
A74, specifically in discussing or analyzing whether or not there is a 403 reason to exclude the evidence. The court says that it finds no basis in the record to support the extraordinary remedy of excluding this evidence as unduly prejudicial, particularly given the strong statutory presumption of admissibility. There has been no showing that the evidence would confuse the issues, mislead the jury, waste time, or be cumulative of other evidence, or that the probative value of the evidence otherwise would be substantially outweighed by its prejudicial impact. And the fact that they're saying that there's been no showing.
But it's that because at that point it's on appeal.
When the court says,
are you talking about at the trial court level, somebody didn't show, or here on appeal? Because that's
I see
different.
what the court said. Okay.
Yeah.
She's trying to use a case to support her argument. You guys think that
If
it's
the court
coming
would
in?
give me a moment to analyze that aspect of that case.
I don't know about this hybrid gang thing, this argument that she's trying to use. But we'll see. The judge wants to make sure that this case is on point, the one that she's citing. Love ain't even read the damn case. You're reading it right now in front of you. This is insane. The DA is reading a case to support her argument while making an argument. Crazy.
So the court references later on, in this case, there has been no showing that the potential witness's memory about the alleged incidents is either impaired or patently unreliable.
Buffering. Scrambling and scraping. Scraping and scrambling. Scrambling there. Scrambling here. Have y'all seen Rico under a chair?
Just one.
Is Rico over there? Is Rico over here? I really think Max should win this one. They are never prepared. We need to write a Cat in a Hat book just on this case. All right, I don't have time. Let's see if we can skip ahead if she's done buffering. Are we ready yet?
So, Your Honor, my reading of the case is that in this particular case, in the record that they're looking at, the record below, that there was no showing in that record, that the evidence would confuse the issues, mislead the jury, waste time, or be cumulative of other evidence, or that it would be substantially outweighed by its prejudicial impact.
All right, well, be that as it may, 403 is a balancing test for the court to apply. So.
If I, Ms.
Thank you,
Lavender,
Max, please jump in, Max, please.
I might have a little bit more, but if I may cede the floor to Mr. Sharp for a moment and come back.
Okay.
Max, help.
Two things. The state thinks it's relevant that Mr. Stillwell called someone else for help because he didn't call the authorities. He's in jail surrounded by the authorities, put there by the authorities. I don't know who he's supposed to call. He's around law enforcement. He's not being protected. As far as adoptive admissions, there are 2 phones. There's not an ability to have a party line in the jail where you can just pick up a 3rd phone.
There's not supposed to be an ability to have any kind of cell phone, but
I agree.
anyway.
But in this scenario, another individual has the jail phone. The idea that Mr. Stillwell has adopted what's being said because he doesn't pummel the man with the phone, retake the phone and say, no, that's not true. When A, he's not hearing what's being said because he doesn't have said phone. B, we don't even know if he's next to that person. And C, there's not a phone for him to speak into to deny what's being said is preposterous. So it's not an adoptive admission.
So when does Mr. Stillwell, obviously Mr. Stillwell starts the conversation. He gets back on the phone 2 different times.
No, he actually is on the phone where Mr. Sharp stood up and said that from here on out, this is not going to be him. You hear him throughout that portion. You hear Mr. Stillwell throughout that portion talking on the phone at various times. There is a point at which the talker on the person to whom he gives the phone says he went upstairs. But
no, love, no. No, love. She, instead of the speaker on the phone call, she said the talker. Whoa. Oh my God. Y'all are watching this with me. We going back. We have to go back.
And on the phone.
On the phone 2 different times.
No, he actually is on the phone where Mr. Sharp stood up and said that from here on out, this is not going to be him. You hear him throughout that portion. You hear Mr. Stillwell throughout that portion talking on the phone at various times. There is a point at which the talker on the call, the person to whom he gives the phone says he went upstairs, but then you hear the person to whom he gave the phone to speak on his behalf continue to assert his credentials, and his being
She said the talker. I'm sorry. I'm for all the people that think I'm loud, I'm crying back here. I'm gonna go back on mute. But she said the talker, like we heard that correctly.
the person now talking his own credentials to speak on behalf of Mr. Stillwell and to assert his validity as a blood gang member throughout the call. So it's at various points, and I could go back and, obviously I could sort of demarcate those specific times where you hear Mr. Stillwell's voice, but there is not a point at which you stop hearing his voice 3 minutes in, and now it's only these 2 people calling or talking. And it's certainly not a point at which you expect Mr. Stillwell to pummel this man because he's making these assertions, when Mr. Stillwell placed the phone in the man's hand precisely to make those
And it's
assertions.
almost like he's an agent for Mr.
Yes.
Stillwell at the time. Somebody speaking on his behalf. I mean, I am going to overrule the relevancy on the 403 objection. I find these to be either admissions by a party opponent or adoptive admissions. And it also probably, to the extent neither of those covers it, I think both of those cover it. So.
Your Honor, will you grant me, for all of these rulings that do not go my way, will you grant me a continuing objection?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm going to presume that we're under the Harvey rule. So I'm going to adopt everything.
Haven't taken that back. So
you go.
that's what we're operating under.
All right.
All right. Let's move to the next one.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I can't believe she let that in. That was terrible. This woman just called somebody a talker. That got in.
The next one is going to be November 9th, 2015 at 16:45.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from an inmate at Fulton County Jail. This call is
Right.
subject to
Here's another
recording
one.
and monitoring. You may start the conversation now.
Hello? Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I said it did like 1 minute. That's what I'm saying. It is. I hope this shit don't fuck up.
Everything good. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he told me everything that you still. You still signing whatever the official or whatever. He said he gonna go up there, tell Pete, and he gonna tell everybody else in the jail. But he said he did get that boy green light over on Rice Street. He said, but tell him that they gotta be behind you 100% because you hurt. I'm trying to see if that, what's it? I was saying, see if that bull call 698. I remember when people text me from that number when his phone broke.
told you what was going on. They say nigga supposed to be behind you 100% on my situation. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh. Hello?
You want me to call them back?
Yeah.
Which one, bull? Well, I'm calling so fast, and I don't really know what bull is. Hello. Cause I think I don't sit on the phone because they were still talking. I just hung up because you weren't on the phone.
Alright, call 458.
Joe. Yeah, but Joe.
Yeah. Hello?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's happening?
What's up, bro?
Why you niggas screaming this nigga my Shannon name like my Shannon just that type of nigga, bro?
Exactly, bro.
Come on, niggas know this man. That's why, bro, that's why I joke, man. Niggas like, oh, this nigga just be giving niggas green lights and shit. And it's like, come on, son, you not even about that kind of shit.
These niggas tripping.
Pete, the fuck, man, you really need to be a rolling.
Niggas don't know what they be getting themselves into. These niggas don't know what's going on, man.
And he's so quick to be like, you don't know your oath. You don't even know who you be. I said, I told you to get on that shit, dog. I told you I had you, 5. I told you I had you. Like, niggas ain't saying niggas jinx you to go back to jail, but bro, the life niggas is living, it's a chance, 5. And I told you niggas was cleaning shit up, dog. That shit gonna be way, bro, God forgive, dog. Forbid, bro, that shit gonna be way worse behind the G-Wall, son. I'm telling you.
Hey, Dread on the phone.
Yo, what's good? Hey, you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know how niggas gonna get it to you because they fucking that crazy shit, the mail situation. But bro, you got to know that shit, dog. That's the first thing niggas gonna ask you. That's the first thing, especially if niggas don't know you. You just so happen to fall into a dorm, niggas really don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got to know that shit, bro. But still though, them niggas don't even know shit. They just, they been in the dorm, so they got a little establishment going on. And they ain't even around no real right niggas.
That's how I keep screaming, Joe Shine, Joe Shine, Joe Shine.
Man, this nigga Joe Shine is all the way on the fucking east side, man. Niggas, I was just with this nigga. The only people this nigga Joe got, like, right up under him is, like, his brother Bart and some other nigga. All these other niggas, dog, these niggas don't even be real right. Me and Joe got into it at least 2-3 times since I've been out.
Guys, this is the same person that was advocating for Shannon on the last phone call. So Stillwell's likely going to break this one down as well. So let's just be patient, hear it out, and we will identify who this person is. So shout out to Dub Brightside. It's definitely the same person from the last phone call that was calling people on three-way. Doesn't that voice sound familiar? So I know that Max had mentioned one of those people's names. I wrote it down. But we'll wait for Max to come back. He said he was talking about a gentleman named Busy. So I don't know if this is Busy, but just hang tight. Max will explain.
Yeah.
So what the real nigga doing now?
Talking to the other niggas, though.
What's their handles? What's their handles?
My nickname's Vanessa.
Vanessa. Where they from?
I don't know where these much ass niggas from, man. These niggas
man, you good though, bro. They so big on fucking hearing Joe. Nigga Joe said you good, so I mean, they too big on hearing Joe. That's why I know them niggas on those shit.
right.
Oh.
I wish you was over here with me on this side. Man, fuck y'all nigga, bro. Straight up. And I'm with that same shit when I was well. I don't give a fuck about these niggas, bro. Straight up. These niggas know how to hit you on the phone. He just shake. Fucking hand just shake. Bitch ass nigga, you gotta stop playing, man.
And then on top of that, who the fuck is y'all niggas to say niggas on pause and you gonna come out your mouth and say you ain't been in no jury shot? Finesse me, whatever. Hey, so where my chin at?
I don't know. I think he said my tongue downstairs.
This nigga got the whole right street, not even on the 6th or 7th floor. Just crazy, man. Hey, yo.
Hey.
What's
Man,
up?
look, man, I love y'all, bro. What's that new baby?
Yeah, I love you too, dog.
All right.
Love you, Joey.
Love you too, bro.
Love you, bro.
All right, love you, bro. I'm calling y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a lot of people on the phone. Did y'all realize that there were other people on the phone? So it sounds like the talker was busy for a little bit. So the talker is the gentleman named Busy. That sounded like Shannon. Shannon has a lower voice. It sounds a little bit more faint. That's, he's in jail. So you could tell that is a payphone, right? If they have him in there. But then there was like all these other people on the phone, and the girlfriend was on the phone for a little bit too. So let's keep going.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all crazy.
You nigga monkey, bro.
I'm just thinking like how it works. I don't know. Oh my God.
We gotta get this shit straight before the situation gets situationized.
So stupid.
My apologies. I didn't note the time that we stopped it, but it was before the end of the call. So it's about midway, just a little after midway. Okay.
I think that's all they intended.
I'm sorry. Yes, that's it.
Obviously, Your Honor, I won't repeat myself, but I'll incorporate my argument from the previous call regarding this being evidence that Shannon is G-Shine, not YSL. YSL has nothing to do with this call. And perhaps the state wants me to state specifically what the prejudice is, I guess, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's prejudicial for the jury to be informed that my client has alleged gang affiliations that go beyond what is charged in this indictment. And so it is prejudicial to the evidence of my client's gang membership, to the extent, obviously, my stance is if it's evidence of membership in YSL and shows that YSL is in fact a criminal street gang, I understand that would be evidence in this case, but evidence of gang membership outside of YSL is prejudicial. That's my argument. And really, Your Honor, this call is just.
And real quick, guys, sorry for the interruption. I just want to clarify, the jury is not in the courtroom this week. They should not be. So I just wanted to make sure that we are clear about that. They will be back on Monday.
It's a recap of what had transpired 18 minutes beforehand in the previous call.
So I'm interested in you addressing, is there anything additional in this call that's not covered in the other one?
So no, what this call did was belie the assertion that Mr. Stillwell wasn't making those assertions that were made by the person he gave the phone to. This is Mr. Stillwell, but this is it basically coming from his mouth that that's what he was doing.
Y'all are saying jury members are in the chat? I'm confused. Let me know what's going on.
Okay, well, I think it supports then that argument, but it doesn't need to come in separately to the trial.
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right, next.
Your Honor, so are we saying that that's coming in or not coming in?
It's not cumulative.
Okay, good. That one's not coming in. That's good.
The next one is a short one. It's November 10th, 2015 at 16:41.
Maybe we'll do this and then if lunches are ready, we'll break for lunch.
Yes, Your Honor. I did. November 10th at 16:41. Twice. And I'm going to start, Your Honor, at around 1 minute and 30 seconds to about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which is 1 minute. And then I'm going to go from 5 minutes and 51 seconds to 6 minutes, which is about 9 seconds.
Man, Zoo in the same dorm.
Yeah, what you told those do?
Who?
What I told those do?
Damn, man.
We can look, yeah.
I'm talking to my man answer the phone, man, so I gotta put someone on their book right quick.
How much?
I don't need nothing but a 20, so I'm trying to make the little store right quick. I know she
I got it.
You got it, but you can't put it on. You at work, nigga.
Yeah. Who need to do it? Tell somebody to do it. I can't let my man.
I don't know. Do this shit. That's what I'm trying to see. I think you can call. I think you can do it online. Call 113 real quick. You still got a number?
Nah, I got a new phone. I ain't got nobody's number.
I'm getting on the.
What it is?
678.
Hold on.
I'm going to fast forward, Your Honor, to 5 minutes and 51 seconds.
Really so?
Slug and DK on third floor.
Yeah. We trying to come in.
Yeah, man. I'm good, really. Though. I'm like, I'm chilling.
And Your Honor, that call has to be, the pertinence of that call has to be, is realized when it's played in conjunction with another call that I'll play with the court's permission whenever it's time to play the next call.
Okay.
Your
Where
Honor,
they.
maybe I can help us out.
Okay.
That's not my client. And nor is the other call. The state is attributing calls that are not my client to my client.
Hold on.
Okay, well, that might be.
Oh my goodness. So much of a dumpster fire that she is about to play a jail phone call that Shannon's not even on. I don't know why, but she was just about to do that.
Y'all need to sort out at lunch. Let's go ahead and take our lunch break.
Okay, we have a little bit of TiVo time, about 7 minutes.
Let's do 1:15.
1:15. All right. Here's what we're going to do, guys. Since we have a full day today, I'm going to read a few supers and your girls got to eat lunch. So I'm going to go and grab something and do it 1 o'clock. But why don't we get through these super chats real quick? I want to acknowledge all of y'all and then we'll set up a second stream for 1:15. Because it's TiVo time, I probably started at 1:20 Eastern Standard. Let me just make sure I catch all of these. Shout out to Here Comes Drama for the memberships. James became a member. I love that vehicle. Look at you, James. Shout out to Mimi, who became a member. Lady gifted 5 AV to the 7th Power memberships. Thank you so much, Lady. Shout out to AI Designs with the £4.99. I think those are pounds. I always get confused whether it's pounds or euros across the pound. Across the pond. Shout out to Mike White with $4.99. He says nothing is stronger than U.S. Steel. And shout out to Brian Steele. He is not in the courtroom today. That's why we see Adams taking the lead. Shout out to Audrey with $19.99. Says love wear power suits and exclude pink in court. I mean, she wears pieces. She mixes and matches pieces. I'll never understand why, but maybe one day we can raid her closet, ladies. Shout out to Anthony with $5. He says, my highlights. 1, Nez and Ashley. Shout out to Professor Nez, who had Ashley Merchant on his channel. Great conversation there. 2, Woody's Illinois interview. I did not see that one. 3, TLA late up last night. Yeah, he did a stream late last night. And guys, he's probably going to focus more on his divorce content. He is going to be taking some time from YouTube, and he's really, really passionate about that content. So he's going to focus on that for a few days. And then 4, audio podcasts. Tried it, don't have time. I'm gonna have to expand my team. And right now, I have a team of editors, but I really need to bring on a researcher. Got my eye on somebody. I think she knows who she is. And I might need a VA very, very soon. So I will think about that. And he says, riding with earbuds overheated on your live stream. Oh my God. Overheated earbuds, huh? Jay-Z says, looking great, AV. Superb coverage as always. Thank you so much, Jay-Z, for the $2 super chat. Jamal gifted a membership. I think I saw Orlando get that one. Thank you so much, Jamal. Very, very sweet of you. Hopefully Orlando has said thank you. And if you see this on replay, Orlando, please thank him. Healthy Mama $9.99 says your sound voice is not loud. Keep up the great daily work. That's right, guys. I'm here covering this all over it. Thank you so much, Healthy Mama. Shout out to Michelle with the $10. Says our lyrics, video, and a music video is music video evidence. Music video / lyrics are incriminating, and a lot of people in the music industry could be charged with crimes. Please make it make sense. Well, I did poll you guys on whether it was a First Amendment issue, and Legally Shay, who is an attorney that practices in my state, was interesting. She actually had a great answer. It really depends on the circumstances. In there is one piece of evidence where they described the crime almost to the T, where it was like something about a green Tahoe and a taco and something like that. And it described nuts murder or something along those lines. So there are some that they're bringing in. I think it's not the best legally sound decision, but in certain scenarios they can do it, Michelle. So that's what we've been talking about over the past few months. People like Fat Joe, many rappers have been making appearances on national news media outlets talking about this case and how it can be unfair. So thank you so much for the super. Shout out to Dub, right side with the 10, says this isn't Rico. This is ninjas being ninjas. Nothing more, nothing less. I got plenty of friends and family that did stuff that would ask for my help when locked up. It don't make it Rico. That's right. I mean, we're trying to see how she's scrambling and scraping with these jail phone calls to bring them in. I mean, it's not a surprise to me that they're coming in. I mean, the judge, I expected more from her, and we're starting to see that is not always the case. She did let out that she did not take that second one because it was cumulative, meaning there really wasn't anything of value there. And it just kind of proved the same thing that the first one did. So interesting. Shout out to Danielle with the 20, says, has the state provided or laid foundation to show that the lyrics were written by the artist? Brian Steele brought this up yesterday when it came to intent. I don't think so. A lot of artists have ghostwriters and use songs written by other artists, and that's why Brian brought it up. So Danielle, you are spot on. Thank you so much for the super chat. Very sweet of you. Shout out to Gavin with 199, says, worried about Woody and got recordings on all of them, right? I mean, it's crazy. There's so much that goes into this case, and there's so many statements from defendants, non-party defendants, or, severed defendants, unindicted co-conspirators, all types of stuff. Shout out to Bang Out Slingham with 199, says this system is demonic and hypocritical. Yeah, it's pretty sad. Shout out to Anthony with $5, says Ebonics, the new military code talkers, will never get infiltrated by foreign power. That's a good thing. Yeah, honestly, if we had everybody speak like that in our military, no one would ever know what we're talking about. It'd be crazy. Great observation, Anthony. Shout out to Dawn Allen, member for a month, who says, who's going to translate for the juror? Poor jurors. The jurors are going to be back on Monday. They ain't going to know what the hell any of this means. They're just going to have to listen to the phone calls. And then she's going to question the people that it's coming in through. I think this comes in through Sprinkle. So maybe he can give us an analysis on it, or if it comes in through a gang expert. Shout out to Boss Man Bambino, who at $4.99 says, I understand it all. They are talking gang ranks of G-Shine Bloods, and they're asking whose people OGs are to check cred. Yes. Thank you for that one, Boss Man Bambino. I should have brought that up while we were listening. That would have been helpful for the chat. Audrey with $1.99 says lead would be lost too. I think he would. Shout out to Danny TCC, $5 says on the phone, I'm only hood adjacent and I know enough about what's happening. Real gang shit. Yeah. That's what it is. Me Bless with $1.99 says they will not, and this is not getting a fair trial. Yeah, they're not getting a fair trial. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Shout out to Angie, who says, with $5, thank you, Angie. She says a hybrid gang is like saying the Hatfields and the McCoys was a hybrid gang. Yeah, I don't know how she's working that angle, but it seems to be working. Shout out to B. Irving with $4.99 says these calls can get him attacked for speaking to certain higher ups. There is no longer a private convo. Montana will hear this. Probably seeing it right now. He's probably watching the trial. I mean, it's a little bit too late, right? Shout out to Corey with $5 says AV. Have you ever thought about having your own unofficial co-host? This legal stuff is dry, but what sells is the banter between you and someone else. Hey, I mean, that's why me and Lead have a great dynamic, right? We have fun. We cut up over there. We give each other breaks so one person can hold down the stream while the other person goes to do something else. So I'm missing my buddy this week, so I'm channeling him through this suit. Thank you, Corey. Shout out to Cass Money Cash. Cass, who says, I keep thinking I'm going to hear the outro to Poetic Justice. Matter of fact, where everybody from? Too funny. Shout out to Florida Sunshine Reports with the $5. Says, thank you, AV, for your amazing coverage. Always bringing the sunshine. That's what I do, guys. I try to do it for you. Got a few cash apps. I'm going to read those and then go grab something to eat. Let's see who we have. What time we started? We started at 9. Shout out to Melanie with $25. Thank you so much, Mel. Really appreciate you. No comment, no question. Pure love of the game. A few of you guys sent me emails. Shout out to Kim Smith, who sends me $5. She says, check your email and the Love and Patrick Star picture. Let me see. Oh my God. I might have to post that to my IG. Thank you so much, Kim. Shout out to Danielle G. Thank you so much, Danielle. And I think overnight I got a Venmo from you. I think so. Let me just refresh. Nope, that's a different Danielle. But thank you so much, Danielle, for sending me an email. Really appreciate all that you do for the community. Shout out to Loretta with $5, and she sends a sticker, a little personalized note on there. And yeah, that catches me all up, guys. We will be back at 1:15, actually 1:20. So we'll be back in exactly 1 hour. We're going to get started and get us all up to speed. I will see you guys in an hour. See you in the next one. Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. See you in a bit, guys.